Hello everyone, in this video we're gonna see about Boeing aircraft. Myself Kaviya Pandian.
And myself Shyam.
And myself, J. Anthony Xavier John Reniston. Introduction of the company. The Boeing Company is an American multinational corporation that designs, manufactures, and sells airplanes, rotorcraft, rockets, satellites, telecommunication equipment, and missiles worldwide. The company also provides leasing and product support services. Boeing is among the largest global aerospace manufacturers. It is the third largest defense contractor in the world based on 2020 revenue and is the largest exporter in the United States by dollar value. Boeing stock is included in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Boeing is incorporated in Delaware. Headquarters Boeing Building, Chicago, Illinois, United States. These products, commercial aircraft, military aircraft, satellites, space vehicles and launches. Boeing was founded by William Boeing in Seattle, Washington on July 15, 1916. The present corporation is the result of the merger of Boeing with McDonnell Douglas on August 1, 1997. Then Chairman and CEO of Boeing, Philip M. Condit, assumed those roles in the combined company, while Harry Stoneshiffer, former CEO of McDonnell Douglas, became President and COO. The Boeing Company's corporate headquarters is in Chicago, Illinois as of 2022. Boeing Global Services and Boeing Capital. In 2021, Boeing recorded $62.3 billion in sales. Boeing is ranked 54th on the Fortune magazine Fortune 500 list and ranked 121 on the Fortune Global 500 list. In 2019, Boeing's global reputation, commercial business, and financial rating suffered after the 737 MAX was grounded worldwide following two fatal crashes in late 2018 and early 2019.
The history of Boeing Company was, the Boeing Company was started in 1916 when American tumbler industrialist William E. Boeing founded Aero Products Company in Seattle, Washington. Shortly before doing, he contracted Westward created the B&W seaplane. In 1917, the organization was renamed being Boeing Airplane Company with William Boeing forming Boeing Airplane and Transport Corporation 1928. Transport Corporation followed by the acquisition of several aircraft makers such as Avion, Chatsworth, Sikorsky Aviation, Stearman Aircraft, Pratt & Whitney, and Hamilton Metaplane. In 1931, the group merged its four smaller airlines into United Airlines. In 1934, Boeing Airplane Company was become one of three major groups to arise from dissolution of United Aircraft and Transport. The other entities were United Aircrafts in United Airlines. In 1960, the company bought Vertol Aircraft Incorporation, which at the time was the biggest independent manufacturer of helicopters. During 1960s and 70s, the company diversified into industries such as outer space travels, marine craft, agriculture, energy production, and transit system. In 1995, Boeing partnered with Ukraine, and launched a company providing commercial launch services, sending satellites to geostationary orbit from floating platforms. In December 1966, Boeing announced its intention to merge with McDonnell Douglas, and following regulatory approval, this was completed August 4 on 1997. Termination of exclusively agreements with three US airlines. Separate accounts would be maintained for the McDonnell Douglas civil aircraft business. The merger, there was a clash of corporate cultures where Boeing's engineers and McDonnell Douglas being countered went head to head, which the later won, and this may have contributed to the events leading up to 737 MAX crisis.
The corporate headquarters were moved from Seattle in Chicago 2001. In 2018, Boeing opened the first factory in Europe, Sheffield, UK, reinforced by a research partnership with the University of Sheffield. In May 2020, the company cut over 12,000 jobs due to the drop of air travel during the COVID-19 pandemic, with plans of the total 10% cut off its workforce, or approximately 60,000 positions. In July 2020, Boeing reported a loss of $2.4 billion American dollars as a result of the pandemic. 737 MAX aircraft that the reports planning and to make the job protections cuts. On August 2018, CEO Dan Clown announced further job cuts, and October 2020, 30,000 jobs were late paid. The airplane manufacturers were increasingly losing money due to COVID-19 pandemic. The Boeing 777X, the largest capacity twin jet made, its maintained flight on January 2020 following an incident during flight testing. Estimated first delivery of the aircraft was delayed until 2024. After two fatal crashes of the Boeing 737 MAX narrow-body passengers airplane in 20 and 2019, aviation regulations airlines around the 737 MAX airlines a total 387 aircrafts grounded. Boeing reputation's business financially rating has suffered after the grounding questions and focus on the profit and cost of efficiency. In May 2020, Boeing announced a plan to move its global headquarters of Chicago or Ayrton, Virginia. At the Washington DC, the company has decisions part of the due to approximately customers, world-class engineering and the technical talents.
The corporation's four main divisions are Boeing Commercial Airplanes, Boeing Defense, Space and Security, Boeing Global Services, and Boeing Capital. Boeing Commercial Airplanes builds commercial aircraft including the 737, 747, 767, 777, 787, along with freighter and business jet variants of the most. Boeing Defense, Space and Security builds military aircraft, satellites, spacecraft, and space launches vehicles. Boeing Global Services provides aftermarket support such as maintenance and upgrades to customers who purchase equipment from BCE, BDS, or from other manufacturers. Boeing Capital provides customers financing for the products and services from the company's other divisions.
The environmental records were in 2006, the UCLA Center for Environmental Risk Reduction released a study showing that Boeing Santa Susan Field Laboratory, a site that was former rocket end test and development site in the Simi Hills of eastern Ventura County in Southern California, with toxic and radioactive waste, Boeing agreed to a cleanup agreement with the EPA in 2017. Cleanup studies and lawsuits are in progress. On July 19, 2022, Boeing announced a renowned partnership with the Mitsubishi in innovative carbon neutral and sustainable solution.
And the Boeing jet biofuels, the airline industry is responsible for about 11% of greenhouse estimates in the US. Transportation sector's aviation share of the greenhouse as emissions poised to grow. The more alternate fuels like Boeing estimated the biofuels reducing flight-related greenhouse gas emissions 60 to 80%. The solutions blend the fuel the existing jet fuels. Boeing executives said the company was collaborating with the Brazilian biofuels makers, Texaco, Aquaflang, Biodynamic, and the New Zealand and over the fuel development around the world. As 2017, Boeing has 6 fuels. By the while evaluating them, the Boeing joined the Biomass Organizations ABO in June 2018. And New Zealand and Boeing are researching the jet biofuel sustainability airline and the conventional fuel. A 2-hour flight 50 to 50 mixer biofuels jet, the Rolls-Royce engine's 747-400 was completed December 2018. The engine removed the sustainable identified difference between the jet A1 number of effects the performance were found. On August 31, 2020, Boeing worked the US Air Force. Boeing C-7 50 to 70%. Filmmaker trope successful results.
Electric propulsion. For NASA's N+3 future airplane program, Boeing has determined that hybrid electric engine technology is by far the best choice for its subsonic design. Hybrid electric propulsion has the potential to shorten takeoff distance and reduce noise. Boeing created a team to study electric propulsion in future generation of subsonic commercial aircraft. Sugar for subsonic ultra-green aircraft research include PR&T, Boeing Commercial Airplanes, General Electric, and Georgia Tech.
Political contribution, federal contracts, advocacy. In 2008 and 2009, Boeing was second on the list of top 100 US federal contractors, with contracts totaling US dollar of 22 billion and US dollar of 23 billion respectively. Between 1995 and early 2021, the company has agreed to pay the US dollars of 4.3 billion to settle 84 instances of microconduct, including US dollar of 615 million.
Boeing spent US dollar 16.9 million American dollars on lobbying expenditure 2019. In the 2018 presidential elections, Obama was the fare of the biggest received the campaign contributions from the Boeing employees, executives. Hauled the 1,97,000 American dollars, 5 times of much of the John McCain and the more than top 8 Republican competitor. Boeing has a corporate citizens program centered the charitable contributions of 5 areas: education, health, humanity service, environment, the arts, cultures, and the civic engagement. In 2011, Boeing spent the $1,473 million American dollars this through the charitable grants. The 2012 Boeing Global Corporate Citizens, the founder of the more effectively lead the selectors they serve. The company is a member of US Global Leadership Coalition's Washington DC based on collections, and the 400 major companies NGO advances a higher, larger international affairs budget, which funds American diplomatic development efforts abroad, a serious US diplomatic and the show US diplomats and senior political interventions, and because of Boeing has the boost of the company's sales. In 2007 and 2008, the company benefits of the over 10 billion American dollar or long-term and the loan guarantees, helping finance of a purchasing of their commercial aircraft in countries including Brazil, Canada, Ireland, and the United Arab Emirates of the efforts of the bank and the United States 65%.
The criticism of the company. In December 2011, the non-partisan organization Public Campaign criticized Boeing for spending US $52.29 million on lobbying and not paying taxes during 2008-9, instead getting US $178 million in tax rebates. The firm has also been criticized for supplying and profiting from worms, including the war in Yemen, where its missiles were found to be used for the indiscriminate attacks, killing many civilians.
Corporate governance. In 2022, Rory Kennedy made a documentary film, Downfall, the Case Against Boeing, streamed by Netflix. She said about the 21st century history of Boeing, there were many decades when Boeing did extraordinary things by focusing on excellence and safety and ingenuity. Those three virtues were seen as the key to profit. It could work and beautifully. Then they were taken out by a group that decided Wall Street was the end all be all. On May 5, 2022, Boeing announced that it would be moving to its headquarters from Chicago to Arlington, Virginia, in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area.
Boeing Commercial Airplanes, a better way to fly. Boeing Commercial Airplanes is committed to being the leader of commercial aviation of the offering airplanes. Services deliver superior designs, efficiency, value of the customers, and the superior flying experience their customers. Today, there are more of the 10,000 Boeing commercial jetlines in the service. Airplanes that fly further of the less fuel aeroplanes and reduce the airport's noise and the emissions airplanes. They provide passengers prefer the comfort travel while preferring the top, bottom, and line performance of the operations. Leadership of the today and tomorrow, that's a better way to fly. Boeing Commercial Airplanes, a business unity of the Boeing company, is headquartered as Seattle, Washington, and employ the 16,000 people worldwide. The Boeing total net worth is 138 billion American dollars. The number of employees in currently work in 141,582 employees nowadays.
Thank you.